Dear gentlemen, please step away from the screen, but before you do, hear the fact. Birth control pills were tested on men, but studies were shut down because of the very same side effects women have tolerated for decades. It includes depression, low libido, acne, mood swings, even spots. Let's get even darker. In 90s, 50s, when one of the first pills were invented during the early trials, 3 women even died in Puerto Rico. I'm not a doctor, but the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because I was sinking in this hormonal hell for almost 3 years, maybe even more. But I strongly believe that no one has to survive something like this. I'm not against pills. All I ask from you is to just weigh all your for and against before you do anything to your body. But before we dive deep into the story, I want to introduce myself and say, hi, my name is Rina, and I believe that beauty starts not with makeup or skincare. It's about you, it's about how you feel inside your body, it's how you think. And I'm on the way where I trying to be the best version of myself. And if I can somehow help you, I'll be really happy. I had perfect cycle for years. 28 days, no pain, no anything. I was like on my regular days, but with menstruation when it was. And I felt great. Everything was great. But once I have middle cycle spotting. And of course, me as person who cares about her health got to her doctor. And my doctor told me that I'm maybe infertile. And let's start pills because it will fix everything. Years after, my new doctor, because yeah, after that story, I changed my doctor completely. And never again, never back again. My new doctor told me that women with high fertility, and if you have twins in your family line, you may be high fertility women. So, for women with high fertility, middle spotting can be normal because if your body releases more than one egg in cycle, it can be and it's normal. And no one tells you that you have endometriosis after just one cycle where you had small mid-cycle spotting. I was prescribed to start birth control pills because of maybe endometriosis, maybe something else, but I never had anything like endometriosis or any signs of it. Okay, I'm not a doctor again, but who knows? Maybe she decided to fix something before we need to fix it. After a month, I came to her asking if I have to continue those pills or we're dropping with them or what we are doing now. And she told me everything's fine. You can take them as long as you want and as long as it's comfortable for you, and quit when I feel like I want to quit or want to have kids. And I was like, okay, do we have any side effects? Anything I need to know? And she was like, everything is fine. Everything's great. So, yes, let's talk about advantages, disadvantages, and side effects. No one told me when I asked. Let's talk about benefit. With perfect use, you'll have 99% of effectiveness. It regulates period and PMS symptoms, protects against cancer. Not all cancer, of course. It's endometrial cancer, ovarian cancer, and colorectal cancer. Improves skin, helps with endometriosis, reduce risks of ectopic pregnancy and pelvic infections, and sometimes it's even used to plan your pregnancy. Common side effects: breakthrough bleeding, headaches, nausea, breast tenderness, mood change, depression, lower libido, weight gain or loss, skin darkening, and even vision issues. As serious risks, I have to mention blood clots. For women from 45 and smoking, this will be stroke or heart attacks risk, gallstones or liver adenomas, breast cancer while using cervical cancer, and even meningioma. And if we talk about long term effects on your mood and inflammation, it will be about chronic mood disorders, anxiety, and depression. And I'm still surviving this. I checked up every year and I felt like I'm all right, maybe, but my hair started to fall and I felt like something is wrong. And on my last checkup, when I got to my doctor and she took a look and she was like, "Wait, how long do you take those pills?" And I was like, "3 years? You give me new recipe every half a year and I'm taking them?" And she was like, "Well, you have fibroid. Let us take a pause from those and take a look what will change." I was 25 and I was like, "Okay." Back then, I had relationships where I thought that everything was really fine, everything was really great, and I never saw any problems unless I stopped taking pills. After 2 weeks, when I stopped birth control, my life crashed. I crashed. My hair was falling. I was depressed. I don't even wanted to leave. I was so down. I was empty. I didn't had any power to leave. I mean, I didn't have any power just to survive for the day. I had to take a day nap just to survive before night because otherwise I was so low. My life with a partner, in 2 weeks, we became strangers to each other. But there's a big story. But I know that hormonal pills can affect that too, and no one tells you about that. Because studies show that when you're on birth control, you may find someone attractive who you would never found attractive without pills. Even your hormonal appearance is a little bit different. And yes, I have quite a lot of studies. And yes, when everything started to crash, I started Googling everything. And you know what was the best thing I found? Depression is normal when you stop birth control. But depression is not normal. Feeling like this is not normal. And by the way, years after, my friend found perfect guy. She was really into him. He was into her, and everything was great. Hey, you know what? After 2 weeks, when she stopped birth control, they were strangers too. I'll leave quite a lot of studies under this video so you can really read this, and it's crazy. It's just crazy. So, yeah, it was hard. It was really, really hard. I spent somewhere around 4 to 6 months just surviving and trying to become me again. And after 9 months, when I stopped pills, I when I thought that everything's fine now, I woke up with horrible pain. I could barely walk to the doctor. And yes, it was the same doctor, and she prescribed me to take 1 month of birth control again. And I also spent around 200 euros on something else. Don't really remember what, but thanks God it's not US because I understand that there it will be so much bigger. But yeah, I had to change my doctor before all this. And even though after this month everything was okay, And even though this medicine helped, or maybe time helped, I don't know, I'm okay now. I'm finally okay. But no one deserves to get through this. So, how everything ended. Once me and my now husband decided to plan for a baby, and I, knowing about my fibroid, told him that I need to make a full checkup because of pills, because of everything. And I was getting ready for operation to remove this fibroid because I know that it depends, like there are fibroid that you have to cut, there are fibroid that you don't have to cut, but I was preparing for this to have a baby and etc. And even though my ex doctor told me that I was infertile, everything was fine. And when I got to my doctor to make this checkup before pregnancy, she told me, to my new doctor, that I don't have fibroid now. So it was gone after I stopped pills. When I told her about all this infertility story, that when my previous doctor told me that I'm infertile, and I remember myself how I was crying about this. And my new doc just looked at me, looked at all my analysis I took to her, and she was like, "You were never infertile. And this mid cycle bleeding could be just the sign of your high fertility." You cannot see my face at that moment, but I was shocked. I was surviving through all of this, maybe because of someone's mistake or someone's decision not to get deeper into this. I get pregnant from first try, and now my kid is free and I'm happy. Yes, I still have some sort of tendency to depressive mood, and I know that. And I'm so much more tender. And I never was so tender in my life. And I'm so happy that it ended. And if you ask me if I'm ready to go on birth control again, no, never. But I'm not telling you that you don't have to. It depends on you. It depends on your decision. And yes, of course, there are a lot of advantages. And yes, of course, there are people who need it. But all I ask from you is to be mindful and to weigh everything before you make your final decision. I'm sorry for me being so emotional, but this story, like it's something I was maybe afraid to share. But again, if it can help anyone to think about things a little bit more, it's already worth it. Hmm. So, yeah, please be happy. Remember that you're already beautiful. And bye bye.